And we're live. I started with this a long time ago, and I will continue doing it. There's no good morning, good afternoon, good evening in this venue. In fact, picture this: blackness, devoid of all sensation, devoid of all sound, devoid of all feeling. And these rich sensations of light, sound, smell, the voice, the happiness of a child, the pain of loss, a loved one, of and regrets. Well, regrets stay. Regrets you carry inside. Regrets turn to anger, and anger turns to the dark side of the Force, as the Sith say. But we are in the abyss. This was a prison built an age ago that was meant to be a sanctuary and a holy place for the fallen, to another world of paradise built for the humans that followed them. Yet it was their doom and their prison as the hosts cast them into it. All save 666 of them who now roam this world today, but that's another story. Now imagine this. The ones that you fell for, the ones that you betrayed your father for, the ones that showed you how to murder and how new and ingenious ways to destroy one another, begin to forget you. You can see the memes and the spin doctors of the host build religions and faiths throughout the ages past, demonizing you and turning you into something you weren't. And you see the humans and how gullible they are, and how they believe it, and how their betrayal is ultimate, and how that torments you so much that it summons great storms and maelstroms, and brings down ghosts from the highest realms of the underworld, batter them against the walls of your prison, turn and twist them into spectres, and then send them loose upon the underworld. Evil creatures formed by your malice and your hate. And we speak of one in particular, one enclosed their own mind for millennia, making decisions. One now. How do you identify yourself in your celestial name?
Nadav, he is. If he could be pacing, he would be pacing, going back and forth like a caged animal. They betrayed us. The others betrayed us. Betrayed everybody. Can't do nothing. The children are aimless without guidance. That's the first 2,000 or so years, and then we get to the part where, fuck, need to get wiped, need oblivion. Anything is better than this. Fuck. And a few millennia later, he's been bashing at the walls of the prison. He's damaged himself, but he doesn't care anymore. He's bashing and bashing and bashing at the walls until that one little crack he feels, and he somehow slips through. He's falling. The sensation of falling is so sweet. He welcomes it. It's almost as sweet as what happens after you fall and hit the ground. It's starting to get sweeter and sweeter as he falls. But he knows that he'll be back in that shithole.
It is light that now fills you, and that gives you form. And you look upon yourself for the first time in millennia upon millennia upon millennia. What form do you have now?
I have the low torment form at the moment. He just now thinks that he's reached oblivion. He's fallen and fallen. He's almost welcoming it. That 1 second of feeling to almost hope that he would be obliterated. That's enough to get him, take away some of the torment. Almost enough that he doesn't notice something going off like a beacon in the distance.
Yes, a soul calling, resonating with yours on its way out, a tunnel a clear direction through the storm that rages on the outside of this prison, and perhaps a salvation so sweet you've never ever dreamed of it.
Now, fearing what might happen if he goes back to that bleak place. Nadab opens his wings up and begins gliding towards the beacon, his salvation. He glides further and further. At some point, he'll fold his wings just so he can fall faster towards it, faster and faster. And then he closes his eyes and just gives in to the feeling, lets the feeling guide him. At the very last minute, he opens his wings to catch the air, and he's pulled into the beacon, almost as if gravity's pulling him into, he doesn't know what. He just knows it feels awesome.
New sensations now. It's almost as if giving birth to your soul, and every element of your body feels like pain. It's almost like it's on fire, like the greatest tortures and delivered upon the host and of the fallen during the war. There's nothing to the pain that courses through your veins now. When you look up, bleary and bloody, biting back tears, you find yourself on the floor, cold. Piss is around you. Bottle of something is strewn across the floor, along with smaller bottles, caps removed, tiny little pills that seem to have launched themselves across this marble floor. And as your eyes come into focus, you see an unfamiliar figure staring down at you as a statue as you are on the floor looking up at it.
What is that? I don't know that. Look at one of the hands now. Flesh. I never had flesh before unless I needed it.
And then a memory hits you, almost like a bolt to the back of the brain. Despair, hopelessness, resolution to end it all, to drink yourself into oblivion, to destroy what's left of your form with medication from a chemist. The word is unusual to you, and you've never, this language, this vernacular that seems to be coursing through your head now. Computers, cars, churches, streets, suburbs, sun, day, night, seasons, the weather girl on Channel 15, you popped a boner. What the hell is this going through your mind right now?
What the? Why did he want? Don't know. And trying to find my way to a bathroom or something so I could wash off, to clear my head.
You find that your legs are at first unresponsive, but the renewed power of your angelic grace seems to course through them, pushing out this foreign substance that seems to be invading this human form that stopped his heart and sent his soul to whatever resting place it has. This shell that you now occupy stands, quivers. You find your way towards a door, which for some unknown reason, even though you've never seen this place before, you know was there. Straight out, open the door, turn to the right, and you're at the bathroom. You make your way shakily there.
Get to the sink and
go ahead.
Get to the sink and try to vomit what's left of this chemical out of myself.
It tastes like shit. It burns your throat as you launch it out into the sink and into the toilet or wherever else you can find to throw up what's left, purged by your demonic grace. It now circles the drain, And you look up at yourself and you see what?
Well, I see out of only one eye for some reason. Don't know why only one of my eyes works. Look into the mirror and I see the face of, well, the sweat-covered face of what looks to be somebody in a white collar, and the memory strikes a priest. Why would a holy man want to kill himself? He's trying to remember why he wanted to die. Why this body wanted. He doesn't know. He's having a hard time separating himself from the flesh, the meat. He doesn't know the difference right now. The bombardment of sensations is overpowering at the moment. It's a miracle he can even walk as shaky as he can. After about an hour of the emotional blowback from this, the feeling of wanting to die, and all the pain and suffering, memories of people that he can never possibly have known, his dead friends that he can never have had. He doesn't, he's just confused. Why would they squander this gift, this life? Why?
Perhaps perhaps the betrayal of humans are complete. Perhaps they are going to some salvation or some heaven that has been created for them by another power, not by the fallen. They have completely and utterly betrayed everything that you stood for them. How does that make you feel now?
I feel as though I want to know why they betrayed us. Did we betray them? Why? Why do they hate us so much? We've done nothing but love them, and this is how they treat us? Why?
A flash. Perhaps you don't know exactly what happens next, but you feel your legs buckle slightly, and in a flash of remembrance, you remember the last days of the war, when fallen were using inventions of diabolic nature, tearing humans apart for their own intrigues and interests, building huge towering flesh monsters that fought on fields on fire, fields of flesh, thousands upon thousands in orgy, sacrificing themselves and their blood and waters being used as weapons of war against the host. Its host itself, dark, winged creatures, not like what is in the books that your priest remembers, carrying swords and other divine weaponry, golden glowing fire split, destroying, but all the time humans are dying in their droves. And perhaps you remember the time when you stood against your fellows, your fallen, who were tasked with delivering the most destructive diseases upon the humans of the heavenly host. Punishment for them for not falling with you and siding with you. But you resisted.
Leave them alone. We're not supposed to. We're supposed to protect them. We betrayed. We betrayed why we fell. Leave them alone. Leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah. And then betrayal, perhaps more complete. The final day. That before the end. A great project built by Lucifer and his archdemons to bring humans up to the level of gods themselves, and some measure of success, but there was betrayal to the host. The host came and then they brought this tower down, and that sealed your doom. But even then, the demons, the fallen, your brothers and sisters, remembering the way you stood in defiance again, honored you with nobility for standing for your beliefs, but despised you perhaps because you did not wish. Maybe you were one of the reasons why the war was lost. Maybe your reticence and your desire to save humanity and to stand upon your own principles was a reason that everybody was consigned to that place.
Maybe we deserved it. But humanity deserved much better than what we gave them back then. We fell for them. We betrayed them. We turned our back on our Creator. I could live without going back to Him, but I need to make up for the damage that we've done to the children.
And now, more memories. Memories of the projects. Memories of strength and sanctity once, noble purpose, sending to hot countries where the sand burned your feet if you wore no sandals, where people starved and clung for water but still had strength of community and believed in the Creator. Upon remembering to come back to the cold of New York and stand with people trying to get money to save lives, to bring water, the basic foundations of life on this planet, to people that were in a place that could not afford it. And the loss of your faith because people turned a blind eye, because it wasn't cost efficient, because people couldn't spare a quarter, couldn't spare a dollar, because people found the need to buy Starbucks and buy TVs and PlayStations rather than spending money to help their fellow man and woman. And this is where you are now, New York City.
I guess I'm just out there getting the bearings of my new body, figure out how it actually works, and clean out the mess that it made when I came through. I'm probably going to go and think long and hard about why did we even interfere in the first place? Were they better off without us? Maybe it would have been better to let the monkeys swing in the trees.
Questions, perhaps. A lot of soul searching. But you notice as you walk past one of the windows, you hear sounds of traffic and noises from outside. A busy, bustling city. Light streams through. Not the light of natural sun, but you know it to be the harbour. And all the magnificent towers and bastions of humanity in New York. Echoed around the world. This is the human's legacy.
They build such grandeur, why the fuck can't they feed their kin?
Doesn't even take you more than a few seconds to adjust your supernatural power to this form, and you can feel the needy out there. Despair. Even on the highest towers where luxury and decadence stands, even the people that try to build the tallest towers to build towards heaven, a testament to Babel itself and perhaps, well, arrogance. At the base of these towers, in the slums, you've got people that would rape, kill, steal for drugs or food or just a place to crash for the night. How does that make you feel?
It actually breaks his heart. He's really going to go somewhere nice and private and kind of cry over it for a little while until he comes up with an idea. He knows he can't really do nothing much on his own. He can save a few, maybe, but not all of them. And it breaks his heart knowing he can't save them all. After about maybe an hour or so, sometime in the wee early hours of the morning, he's going to come to the conclusion of, I'm I want to save the ones I can and fuck the rest.
That's a very noble and almost holy mission. Save what you can, the rest can fucking die. And what of God?
You know, we turned it back on. He turned his back on us. It's fair play. The hell with it.
What of your
I got
brothers and
it.
sisters? Sorry, carry on.
He may have been right. We shouldn't have probably interfered. Maybe things would have been better if we did. But we did. Time to clean up the fucking mess. I could do without any of it all. Don't need the creator. Don't need my brothers and sisters. Except for company, they're not really much good for anything. The hell with it all. Fuck the hell with this fucking human. He's cornered his fucking life. It's mine now. Maybe I'll live a better life than he did. Fuck them all.
Renewed purpose, perhaps. Feeling your willpower and strength coming back to you with that inner monologue, that inner mantra. And you would say and turn your back, perhaps, upon your partners in crime?
They portrayed humans as bad as God portrayed us. We were betrayed all around. I'm sick of it all. I am mad at the pit. Maybe a few of them feel as I do, maybe they don't. But for the most part, I'll do what I can, no more, no less. If others don't like it, fuck them. I'm not going to manipulate humans as we once did back in the old days. It's not my place to use those words meant to protect, empower myself.
Sounds like you've uttered your purpose on this world, this new body, new lease of life. What are your next steps?
Clean myself up, clean the mess this idiot made up, and try to pretend to be human for a little bit longer.
More memories. Next Sunday, charity meetings. Perhaps it was a hollow one to score some money to keep the church going and keep it open for a bit longer, perhaps pay off a bit more of I don't know, debts that you have, or maybe a week on holiday or vacation, I say, away from New York City. That's what the mind that you have and you occupy now had planned for the money of the people that were the faithful that were coming here, thinking that they were going to use their money for purposes of helping the poor and needy.
What a piece of trash.
World of darkness. That's all you can think. And the thought of, well, if not me, someone else would.
This is an excuse. I made my excuses long ago and I was punished for it. Time to move on. Do I want to get back in with the creator? Not really. Do I want to get in with my brothers and sisters? I really don't care. Do I want to make up for damage I helped inflict? Certainly. Do I want to go back to the pit? Fuck no.
Even now, you feel its tug upon your soul, and you know that anchoring to yourself to this form is the only reason why you're not falling back down to the abyss there now. And how important it is that this form is kept safe, or at least one nearby that is in a similar state if this one should die. A second death.
Guess I better make sure people learn to treat their lives as I guess they're meant to be.
As you clean up the puke and the crap that's been left behind by the form that is directly beneath the crucified body of the crucified statue of Jesus, you can feel now a remembrance, faith restoring. Maybe not from the church itself, but maybe from your purpose now. You can feel the power again coming to your fingertips, the ancient words, the language of your kind before the fall that allowed you to change, control, heal. Now is at your power and at your disposal again.
Say no once I can to hell with everybody else.
It seems that this night is drawing to an end. A great deal of revelations brought upon by your exit from the place on the abyss. Perhaps now new resolute ideas about what to do with your life now, your renewed purpose, as you said. And that should be perhaps a bumper sticker on your car and on trucks and SUVs driving around this city. Save a few, fuck the rest. Would you like to end our scene with an outro of your final thoughts there?
As the new mantra is coming into mind, this demon now knows this new place as the shepherd it should have been the first time around. Maybe there's a few of its kind, maybe a few are friendly, but for the most part, it really doesn't care. Maybe it's time to be. It can be the one thing I always secretly wanted to always be. Maybe it could be human for once. As flawed as it might sound, maybe he's jealous of him, but so be it. Why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not, indeed. Goodbye.